Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session on Certified Global FP&A Professionals. So this will be an information session about the 6 months program that we have launched. It's called Certified Global FP&A Professional. So we have been doing this program since this year, and one batch is near successful completion. This is the second batch that we have just launched. So this is the information webinar for that. So what are we going to cover in today's session? We'll first look at FP&A as a career in general, and what are some of the latest trends that we are seeing in the market, and what would be those core skills that will be required from your end, or you need to equip yourself with to survive or to thrive in this finance world. A little bit about FPI, Finance Professionals Institute, FP&A Professionals Institute, and the journey that FP&A has taken so far, what's our mission, and how we can help you. And then we'll cover about the CGFPA program. It's called Certified Global FP&A program that we have launched. And then finally, we'll take some time for Q&A as well, which could be either about the program or as a finance career in general. A little bit about us before we begin with. My name is Dhaval Parvatikar. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. I've also completed my 1-year executive management program from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Over the last 15 years, I've worked in India and in the Middle East in various sectors like software, oil and gas, advertising and marketing, and also shared services of an outsourced, shared services of a commodity trading company as well. This diverse exposure kind of motivated me to become a coach, to help others gain scale or move up their finance career in the next level. So I've mentored thousands of chartered accountants and finance professionals. Over the last 5 years, I've been an active online instructor, and I've trained more than 5,000 professionals on various topics like FP&A, storytelling and business partnering, leadership, and many other programs as well. So I'm happy to partner here today with a little bit of Asif. Asif, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dhaval. So quick introduction about myself. I've been working in finance for more than 15 years now, and most recently I was leading an FP&A team. I worked in different industries, banking, pharma, and edtech. This year, we started FP&A Professional Institute, so it's about 10 months now, and happy to partner with Dhaval. And along the way, in the last couple of years, I've written 2 books, the books that you see on the screen. After writing the first book, we came together, me and Dhaval, and started this training, which is on FP&A, and gradually this has grown, which you will see in the next slide.
Great. Happy to partner with you, Asif. And together, Asif and I have more than close to 3 decades of FP&A experience. Most of our roles has been on the commercial side of things, and not traditionally to do with preparation of financial statements or audit or accounts. We're glad that we have that commercial experience, and we can bring that to the table with diverse set of training programs. A little bit about FP&A as a career, right? So what does financial planning and analysis career look like? It's not a new concept, right? It has been existing since a couple of decades now. Many people called it commercial, or many people called it management reporting, management accounting, whatever you want to call it. But the main role that FP&A does is to empower the CFO and other decision makers in the company with the right set of insights. That is the main role of a FP&A professional. Now, if you look at the finance function as a whole, in the finance and accounting world, you will probably get 2 broad kind of categories of jobs, right? So one would be compliance focused, and the other one is commercial focused. Now, in compliance focused, the activities are ranging from preparation of financial statements, accounting, month-end books close, getting the audits done, statutory audit, tax audit, SOX audit. All of these kind of things are all compliance focused, where the main objective is to prepare the financial statements, which is your income statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow statement, for the purpose of shareholders, right? So that's what the compliance focused activities in a CFO office does. The other activity is commercial focused, which means somebody needs to tell the CFO how the business is performing. Are we selling our products profitably? How much are we going to make next month? Is the cash flow sufficient? So the activities involved in the commercial side of the CFO function are budgeting, forecasting, management reporting, financial analysis for decision making, business partnering, right? Data storytelling, right? everything has to do with commercial side of things, performance management side of things, right? And if you look at a typical CFO, right, a CFO does not spend too much time in statutory audit or getting the tax returns filed. Those things happen by design. Those things are the controllership functions which happen by design. Most of the CFO's time goes into commercial activities, in decision making, in making sure that the financial projections of the company are correct, making sure that we are coaching the business teams to take certain right and prudent financial decisions, right? So that is where most of the commercial aspects come into play, and that's where the CFO spends time. Now, traditionally, our qualifications like a CA, CPA, ACCA, all these qualifications are pretty much compliance focused, which tell us how to prepare financial statements, how to consolidate books, how to prepare a cash flow statement, all of those things, or getting the basic accounting done. These courses are great on that. But the commercial side of things, lot many times, is experiential in nature, which means you have to learn it on the job. Somebody needs to teach you how a budget is prepared. Somebody needs to teach you how a forecast is prepared, right? So that is the difference, right? Or that is something which we have to pick up on our own. But fortunately, we live in the world of LinkedIn. We live in the world of online coaches today, where you can literally find a coach for anything, right? If you want to breathe properly, you can find a coach for that. If you want to meditate, you can find a coach for that. If you want your relationship to work well, you can find a coach for that. So we live in the world of LinkedIn and online coaches and online courses. So today we are fortunate enough to learn this commercial part as well from people who have already been there, done that, right? So that facility is available to us today, right? Setting this as the context, right? So the idea behind starting FP&A Professionals Institute was to give this commercial exposure to our students in a simulated environment, in a real life environment, with real life cases, with practical examples. Asif and I have been training since a long time now. I launched my first Udemy course in 2018, and that was FP&A Foundations, and this is also available on our website right now. And then by that time, Asif was also busy writing his book all about FP&A, which is a bestseller in the management accounting category on Amazon. And 2020 or end of 2021, early 22 is when we came together and we thought, okay, why not launch an exhaustive course on FP&A, which will help us train people in financial planning and analysis. So that's when we launched our FP&A Masterclass, which is a 4 weeks blended program. So 4 sessions live and some bit of it is online recorded sessions. So this is the 4 weeks program that we launched together. And happy to share that we have successfully completed 13 batches of FP&A Masterclass. So 2022 was our first, coming together. And then we extended our partnership in 2023, where we also diversified by launching a self-paced version of this program called 8 Weeks FP&A Launchpad. A lot of people said that we can't attend live programs, so we want something self-paced. So we launched the 8 Weeks FP&A Launchpad. Also, we diversified in launching financial modeling course, which has also successfully completed 7 batches now. Asif's 8th batch is actually starting tonight. That's Master Financial Modeling. So that's when we covered in 2023. Asif, you want to just quickly touch upon 2024?
Yes, so 2024, me and Dhaval went into this full time. So I started in December 2023. I left my job at Coursera and we decided we need to do this full time now. And that's when we had the idea of CGFPA, which is the program we are here for today. So this idea was there from the time we had completed 2 or 3 batches of FP&A Masterclass, that we need something more in depth. 1 month is good enough time, but not good enough for people to actually practice it and implement all the things that we are sharing. So we had this idea for a year and a half, but we could not implement it until we went into this full time. So actually, this is the reason why we both of us left our jobs and went into renaming FP&A Professionals, which was a blog, into FP&A Professionals Institute that you see today. And that was November 2023 when I left my job, and Dawal joined me in March 2024. So that was the last 6 months. We worked extensively on the CGFPA program, started the first batch. The first batch is almost on the verge of its completion. And along with that, I also wrote my second book, which is From Accounting to FP&A, which was launched just last month in end of July. And this is also sold now more than 300 plus copies. And along with that, we are also introducing a AI for finance course, which is going to start soon, I believe, in next few weeks. So these are the things we have been doing in the last few months. And overall, I think we have crossed more than 3,000 students across all of these programs that you see, including Masterclass, Launchpad, Financial Modeling, and CGFPA.
One thing you will always notice in Asif and me is that our passion for helping finance professionals upskill in their careers, and we are always available for our students. At FP&A Professionals Institute, we have got programs at all levels. At beginner levels, we have the FP&A Foundations course and the 8 weeks FP&A Launchpad course. So both of them are self-paced courses. You can do it at your own convenience. Then we also provide the interview support and the resume blueprint sessions so that people can plan for their jobs, understand what happens in an FP&A interview, understand how your resume can be crafted or curated for FP&A roles. All of that is covered in the beginners section. And we have some intermediate level courses, the FP&A Masterclass, which we touched upon, financial modeling, which I touched upon, which Asif runs. And now we have launched the AI for finance. At the advanced levels, we have got the CGFPA program, which is called Certified Global FP&A Professional, which is a 6 months exhaustive program. But that's our advanced program. So we have covered everybody. Somebody who is still not decided whether FP&A is for him or no can start with any of our beginner to intermediate courses. But somebody who's ready to make that move on the commercial side of things that I spoke about, then CGFPA is the program that you should be looking at. CGFPA program, and this is why all of us are here today. Let me touch upon this a little bit. First of all, it's a certification that is highly practical. You will learn directly from CFOs and FP&A leaders who have decades of experience in corporate world, in real life scenarios. It has 10 comprehensive modules, and I'll touch upon these modules in a while. And what we have tried to do is we provide experiential sessions, simulations. We try to work in a real life environment with real life cases and see, okay, how would you do or what would you do in those kind of situations? We also have a very active global alumni community, and we also kind of help our community. We are in contact with a lot of CFOs. We are in connection with a lot of FP&A leaders. Many times we come across certain positions or job vacancies, and we end up sharing it in our community as well. What we also provide is access to external speaker sessions. So every month we try and bring in one speaker. It could be sector-specific speaker or a tool-specific speaker or some area expert who can help us, guide further in the FP&A profession. And what the program also provides is a personalized session with a career coach. You may be aware of FP&A, but you may not actually be understanding how you craft your journey towards FP&A. So that's where the personal coaching will come into play. Apart from that, the regular interview preparation and resume preparation, all of that is done in a group setting. So that support is definitely provided as well. And we are always available. So we do conduct monthly Q&A sessions where all the questions that our students have, we answer them personally. We help them prepare for it. Sometimes it could be interview related questions, right? So we help them prepare for it. And all in all, what we try to give is a holistic knowledge and experience or exposure in terms of global financial planning and analysis roles. To explain a little bit more about the modules that are covered in the curriculum, Asif, you want to just start with the modules?
Yes. So what we do is, first of all, whoever joins our CGFPA program, we make them do the FP&A masterclass. So we ask them to undergo the FP&A masterclass either before the CGFPA starts. So people who have joined the CGFPA batch 2, cohort 2 will be doing the FP&A masterclass in batch 13 or batch 14. So batch 13 just ended, and some of them did it there, and some of them will be doing it in batch 15 when they start. So we ask them to get on the intermediate level very quickly in 4 weeks. And once they get into that, we start with all these topics that you see, which are advanced topics on budgeting, forecasting, management reporting. So what we do in these is we share real life simulations, case studies, end-to-end preparations of budgets in various industries. So you get an idea of how budget or preparing a forecast or what the budgeting cycle looks like in different industries, along with different examples and simulations of management reports. So I think more than 7 or 8 management reports we share, along with real time data or real life looking data, not the real data, but real life looking data, which is simulated. which you can practice and prepare those reports step by step, looking at the instructions and the analysis. It's not also not just about preparing the report, but also how do you analyze and how do you find insight out of those reports. Along with that, we also bring in the financial modeling module, which covers a lot of important skills that are required for FP&A, including budgeting, including using financial modeling skills inside the budget templates, inside the forecast templates, doing sensitivity analysis, doing scenario planning, being able to use capital budgeting while using Excel. So all of those are covered in the financial modeling module.
Yeah. What we have also noticed is that as part of your FP&A role, dealing with data is something which is unavoidable, right? So you will always come with a large volume of data. You will have to do different types of financial analysis. Once you are able to do that kind of an analysis, then only you are able to provide proper set of insights for your business teams to take certain decisions, right? So that's why we also cover the introductory knowledge about data analytics in this course, where we touch upon topics like analyzing things in Excel, analyzing things in Power BI, setting up Power BI dashboards, a little bit about SQL, and an overall data analytics landscape, enough Power BI to kind of help you set dashboards or, partner with the business of reports, right? Financial analysis, different types of financial analysis. See, the financial analysis that you learn in any professional courses is largely external looking, right? So you look at a debt equity ratio, or you look at a price to earnings ratio, right? All of that is from an external investor point of view. But when you are inside the company to help the CFO, a different kind of financial analysis is required. So that is where the financial analysis that is in FP&A is different from an external investor standpoint. Yeah. Storytelling and presentations, you will routinely communicate with business teams, right? They don't understand 10,000 lines of Excel sheet like you do, right? So they require communication in their language. You need to simplify things for them. You need to simplify reports for them. That's where your storytelling and presentations comes into play. Strategy, any strategic decision that you want to take, whether it's a make or buy decision, or starting or venturing into a new geography, or acquiring a company, right? All these strategic decisions cannot be taken without proper financial analysis. So this is where we kind of help you understand how the strategic elements or strategic decision making can be blended with financial planning and analysis, right? Any strategic decision that you take, if it is not supported by solid financial analysis, then it won't be a proper strategic decision, right? So that's where the interlink between strategy and FP&A is taught to you in the strategy module. And then comes business partnering. What the CFOs expect today, right, is not to just maintain books of accounts, or not to just do some analysis here and there. So they want finance teams to partner with the business, to become their coach, to influence their financial decision making. That is when the FP&A just becomes a true partner, right? And that's a different skill set altogether. It is one step beyond analysis. Accounting is recording, right? And then FP&A is about number crunching, analysis, reporting, right? But with this reporting, you will still need to support business with decision making. That's where business partnering comes into play, and that's an extended skill set for FP&A, which is covered in the business partnering module. So all in all, 10 solid modules, right? A decade of experience that Asif and I have got compressed into this 6 months program, right? And something which is highly practical. We have already discussed this curriculum with probably dozens of CFOs, and all of them have given us great feedback that these are all relevant things that we are looking for in our employees. All this curriculum has been developed. Now, what is the eligibility criteria for the CGFPA program? The basic requirement is a graduation in finance or accounting, or a business qualification, or you may have alternatively professional qualifications like a CA or a CPA, CMA, CMA, whatever the case might be, right? Preferably 1 to 2 years of experience would be better, but it's not mandatory. How the CGFPA award happens is that once you complete the 6 months program, you need to attend at least 50% of the classes live. We meet every Saturday only for 2 hours. Total investment required is about 4 hours a week. That's it, right? And all these are valuable skill sets that you will cherish for a lifetime, right? So 2 hours sessions on Saturdays. We at least require 50% of live attendance. And after that, you will need to submit an assignment or a project that will be given to you. Once you do both 50% attendance and project submission, you will be eligible for the CGFPA exam, which is going to be a multiple choice questions examination. And we conduct that twice or thrice a year. And once the examination is completed, basis that you will be awarded the CGFPA certification. So that's how you would be getting the eligibility and the award for the CGFPA certification. Now, what is the investment required in this? Business partnering with robots taking over all the routine work, right? Business partnering and analysis and the way you communicate things to the business or your strategic collaboration with the business is only going to come to your rescue, right? Otherwise, you will be outdated very soon, right? So and I leave it to your imagination. But the investment that we are, looking for in this program is $1,497. Of course, there are some early bird offers and all, which we can speak about later. But what's important to know is that you fill in the application, get your eligibility evaluated as soon as possible. It's a 6 month course, live plus recorded. You need to invest about 1.5 to 2 hours on your self-study. We give you some case study for pre-reading. We give you some reading materials to go through it. You need to do all of that and then come to the live session for discussions and simulations. And that totally 6 months is what it will take for you to complete the program. The batch is starting on 5th of October. 5th of October is the first day when we have our induction program for all the new batches. And this is the second batch that we'll be undergoing. And after that, we'll be meeting every Saturday live for 2 hours. The timings are IST. About 4 hours a week of commitment is required, 2 hours of self-study and 2 hours of live programs. So that is the investment, time investment and the monetary investment that you are looking at for this valuable program. So I think that's what we had to share about the program. So we can quickly dive into some of the FAQs or some of the questions that you might have in your mind. Asif, I think we should allow people to unmute, or you can also share your questions in the chat box as well. Some of the common questions that we always get, and maybe 1 or 2 questions we can bring, and we can start with 1 or 2 questions, Asif, and then maybe all of them can ask certain questions as well. One of the popular questions that we get is that, is there a payment plan with the fee that is being quoted? So Asif, you want to just quickly touch upon the payment plan?
Yeah, before that, I just put in the application form. So I think most of you have filled the application form. For those of you who haven't, you can just go ahead and fill the application form, and we can then get back to you based on your eligibility. So on the payment plan, right? So you can pay it in 5 installments. So you whatever the fee is, you can pay that in 5 installments. So it's a 6 month program. You can pay it over 5 months.
One of the other popular questions we always get is about the examinations. So examination is going to be a multiple choice question examination. And the questions will come from the material that we have shared with you, from the cases that we have shared with you. We'll give you enough mock tests and everything to kind of prepare yourself for the examination, and then attempt the final examination as well.
And exams can be taken online, so you can take it from your own. It's going to be an open book exam. So the questions will not be something that you can just refer the book and just answer. You would only be able to answer them if you go through the program. But we usually have made sure that if you've attended the program sincerely, there should not be an issue. Passing the exam is what we feel is going to be the case. But yeah, if you've not attended the program, or if you half-heartedly attended the program, then only the exam might be slightly challenging. Okay, I think we should take questions from the audience if there are more questions. So we'll open it up. I have unmuted everybody, so you can go ahead. What we prefer is either you can drop your question in the chat box, we'll take it from there, or you can just raise your hand and we can allow you to speak.
I'm not sure if all of you have got a chance to go through the brochure for CGFPA. So if you haven't, then please download it.
All the people we have invited are people who have downloaded the brochure. So
Okay.
if you need the brochure, just let me know. I can just share it here.
Yes, I think John has a question. So go ahead, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Okay. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Hello.
John, your voice is breaking. Can you make sure that the mic is connected properly so that we can understand what you're doing? So your voice is not very clear in terms of the network.
John, can you hear us?
Or alternatively, John, you can put your question in the chat box and we'll answer it. Okay, in the meanwhile, we can take maybe the next question if there are more questions. I have dropped the brochure link as well. Some of you requested a brochure link, so you can go ahead and download it from that link.
Yes, Shahrukh.
Hi Asif, hi Dhaval.
Hi, Shahrukh.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi.
This session was really amazing, and since I'm already working in FP&A domain at PepsiCo, so I can connect all the description and the modules which you're speaking about. And regarding my qualification, I'm a graduate in the field of accounting and finance and a qualified CMA US. So basically, this course, this is like, it's a comprehensive course, which you explained. Since the course is bifurcated into 3 categories, like beginners, intermediate, and the advanced level. So for me, like to get started with, like, for a more deep understanding, since I transitioned from audit background to a FP&A background, and so which course do you recommend me, whether beginner, intermediate, or the advanced one?
How long have you been working in FP&A?
It's going to be 1 year.
Then we would recommend the advanced course. So because you might have already heard about things like budgeting, forecasting,
Yes.
management reporting, you have some
Yes.
understanding of all of these already. However, you may not have, being PepsiCo being a very large company, you may not have visibility to some aspects, right? For example, you may
Sure.
have only seen a revenue budget, may not have seen the expenses side, or you may have only seen the expenses side, but not have seen the revenue budget, or you may have only seen some part of the management reports. But to get a holistic experience in FP&A, so I think CGFPA program would be much suitable for you because you're already in FP&A. So if you had not been in FP&A, I would have recommended, okay, take one step at a time. But I think 1 year in FP&A is good enough. In fact, this will give you a lot of advantages. It can significantly improve your contribution in your current job as well.
Okay, so as I saw on the screen that the course is going to get started on the 5th of October, but I'm not sure that I will be able to join by 5th of October. So I will be very much interested to join in the next cohort. So next cohort generally starts like definitely after 6 months from October.
Yeah, usually. So the next cohort is tentatively scheduled in first quarter of 2025.
Yeah, I think that would be better because I have already made a commitment, like
Sure.
somewhere, like I'm also upscaling on other aspects.
We would not recommend you to do 2 programs at a time. So you should definitely join the third cohort next year.
No, more than the monetary commitment, I think the time involvement is very important.
Yes. Anybody who's taking any examination, CMA, CFA, they should probably focus on that and then come back later on. Okay. So there's a question in the chat box. Then I will unmute Naveen. So Prasanna is asking, is it necessary to attend intermediate level FP&A before attending CGFPA? So it depends on your experience. If you have FP&A experience, then it is not necessary. But if you are absolutely new to FP&A, we will suggest you to attend that because it will bring you to the intermediate level where all the other participants who might have taken the program or who might have worked in FP&A. So if you've worked in FP&A for maybe 1 or 2 years, then it is not necessary. But if you are absolutely new to FP&A, then it is in your interest to take the intermediate program, and it is included as a part of CGFPA, so you don't have to pay for it separately.
Yeah, Prasanna, what I can also add to this is that from the day you get the admission done till the session starts, there is a good 20-day lag, and we've kept this lag so that people, if they want to brush up on their basics of FP&A, or they just want to go through the basic levels, they can get that time because we provide that as part of the course, and you can go through the masterclass or the intermediate program and get ready for the CGFPA program, and you can get that time for upskilling.
Some of the students also just refer the recordings. If you want to join the intermediate program live, some of them also just watch the recordings at 2x or maybe at a faster speed. So that is also, so idea is you should be aware of whatever is there in the intermediate program, either through your experience or you can just review it on recording. Okay, so with that, I'll unmute.
I was just summing it up for Prasanna. It's not mandatory to go through the intermediate level before CGFPA, but however, we recommend that you go through the videos if at all you decide to join CGFPA.
Hello, sir. Good evening, Azif sir, and also.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have recently purchased your books all about FP&A, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I've been following your YouTube channels while driving back to office almost 2 hours in a day. I mean, information about the FP&A domain. My question, I am actually in the dilemma. Please help me with this. I'm working in a company. It's a small R&D center, but P2P process, like complete all the functions I'm handling, from accounting to budgeting, forecasting, etc. It's a German-based company. In a year, 3 times we do forecast or rolling forecast and the budgeting process. So I'm not sure how do I start this my course here, whether it's with FP&A directly, or do I have to go with intermediate option first? I'm not sure. So
Yeah.
please
So
help me.
yes,
Was I
Naveen,
clear with my questions, or I was
yes,
very
Naveen.
Naveen.
Naveen, can you help us with understanding what's your base qualification? What have you?
I'm a BCom graduate having 15 plus years of experience in core accounting. Before I started my career as an audit assistant or paid assistant, and I tried to complete my CWA, but I couldn't.
How long have you been with this company and in this role, the P2P role that you mentioned?
8 years.
8 years. Okay.
Before
Good.
this, I was part of few startups wherein I was involved in all the process, including sometimes HR function as well.
So, my recommendation to you would be that since you already have started working in FP&A, you have seen what is a budget, you have seen what is a forecast, right? It is important that you build on top of this foundations. You have already got the base ready. So it's important that you start building on top of this foundation and get to the advanced levels, because whether in this company or in some other company, you will have to leverage your experience, and then whatever your next role is will probably be more wider. If you are doing, I don't know, forecasting of one division, probably it'll get more wider. If you're doing forecasting of only one area, probably it will get more wider. Right. So in that sense, you should definitely go for the advanced program. Had you told me that you've never seen FP&A or you've never seen a budget or a forecast, if you've never heard about it, I would have recommended you to start with an intermediate course.
So one thing I want to add is the topics that are overlapping between the intermediate and the CGFPA. We have deliberately kept it in the month 3 onwards. So you will have that first and the second month. So if you feel that you need to brush up on the intermediate program, so you will have access to that as well. And the related relevant topics, which are advanced level topics connected to the intermediate, that will start in month 3 and month 4. So for the first 2 months, we will be doing strategy and financial analysis, which is not linked to the intermediate level, which is absolutely new. So, the program is structured in a way that if you want to, you can, after joining the CGFP, also brush up on the intermediate level.
And my next topic is when this particular course will be starting. I mean, I came to know that from October, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, so October 5th is the orientation. The first session will be on 12th of October. So 5th of October, there will be an orientation where we will show you everything, where everything is, and what will be the timetable, what will be the rules, what will be the structure of the program. So we might have a short 1 hour session for orientation on 5th October. The first session will start on 12th of October.
If in case due to family commitments and other already pre-existing plan, if I'm unable to join this in October, do I have any other second opportunity to start?
Yes, so if it is just 1 or 2 days, then you can join and maybe watch the recordings for those 2 sessions, 1 or 2 sessions. But if it's going to be a longer commitment that you have, then we suggest you join the batch 3, which will be in first quarter of 2025.
I would like to start with October month. Maybe I may have to miss 1 or 2 days initially.
And we will make sure that we don't have sessions on Diwali and Christmas and all of those holidays. We will make sure that we don't have sessions during, especially the Diwali period and the last 7-8 days of the year. So I wanted to ask if this certification will be recognized by accounting professionals. So Dhaval, you want to take on that first, and then I can add.
So see, right now the certification is being provided by FP&A Professionals Institute, which is a private body. We have done our part in applying for NASBA recognition. So NASBA is the American accounting body which certifies continued professional education, the CPE credits as you call them. And there are various institutes that apply for NASBA accreditation. So we have completed the application process for NASBA accreditation. It is currently under review. This process is a long process. So it usually takes about 4 to 6 months for NASBA to come up with their accreditation program.
Actually, Dhaval especially flied from Dubai to Mumbai last month just to make sure that the NASBA application was done before, on time, so that we have it before the batch 3 starts. So we spend about actually 3 days preparing a lot of documents, policies, and so many things that are required for the certification. So uh, we should get that by end of the year is what we expect. So before you get the certificate for batch 2, we should have the NASPA accreditation or the CPE
Yeah.
credits. What
I also want to kind of give one clear disclaimer here, right? So many
Yeah.
people, let's say if your base qualification, is not strong enough. Let's say you may not have a master's degree, or you may not have your CMA or CPA or ACCA, right? Sometimes people ask me a question, will CGFPA help me? So CGFPA is not a substitute for your base course. Okay, it's a supplement for your base course. Yeah. If you're looking for a brand advantage, if you're looking for something which is a base qualification like an ACCA or a CA, right, you should first do that. Okay. It's not a substitute for it. I want to be very clear with that. But it definitely equips you with the right skill sets to work in the finance function. So it's more of a supplement that these qualifications will not teach you.
Yeah. One thing I want to add is a lot of people come to me and say that all those qualifications Dhaval talked about, they are very good in building conceptual clarity, but they lack practical experience, practical exposure. And this is what the gap we identified, and this is where we bring in practical experience, practical exposure, which the other programs usually lack in their academic approach.
Fortunately, we live in a world today where you can directly learn from the practitioners, right? So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can learn it today from an entrepreneur. If you want to be a CFO, you can learn it from a CFO today. That is the world that we live in today, and one needs to think about leveraging that opportunity, right? And not just depend on academic institutions anymore.
Okay, any more questions? We are about on time. Maybe we can take one last question or maybe a couple of last questions. If not, we can wrap up for the session.
Hi, sir. Prasanna
Yeah,
here.
go ahead, Prasanna.
I completed my BCom. I completed CA Inter in 2013. I have 10
Mhm.
years of work experience, including articleship. Now I'm working in a role, MIS and consolidation, financial reporting. I want to see myself in next 1 year in FP&A role. Do you suggest it will be useful if I pursue along with CGCPA? I want to pursue US CMA as well. What you will suggest, sir?
So hear me out, Prasanna. So when you want to upskill yourself, right?
Yes.
You are
Yes.
looking probably for I'm assuming you still have a good 10 to 15, 20 years of working life left, right? So which means that
Yes.
you're here in this for a long haul, right?
Yes.
So I would recommend that if you are very close to getting an FP&A role, then go for yourself with the skill sets and then get that job. And then you can carve out time for USCMA probably after your CGFPA. Doing both in parallel is definitely not a good idea because it will require you to get involved deeply in the subjects as well. You either do USCMA first, complete it, and then do your CGFPA, or you complete CGFPA first, look what kind of roles you're getting, and then go for USCMA.
Thank you, and I want to thank Asif sir as well. The videos he will post on YouTube, it helps a lot because by listening his YouTube shorts and videos, I cracked the FPN role in one of the top MNC, but because of the night shift, I could not able to join in that company.
Oh, okay.
Thank Asif sir for that. Sir,
But
please keep doing it. It will be
yeah,
useful for a lot of people.
definitely. So, I mean, if you cracked one interview, I'm sure you will be able to crack more. So the first one is the most difficult.
I don't
And
know how
I'm
to thank you.
yeah.
After I got that offer, and I was shocked.
No. I mean, most welcome, Prasanna, and we'll continue posting videos on YouTube.
Yes.
It helps a lot of people. I'm sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So
Nothing brings us more joy as teachers, when our students get placed or when our students succeed in their careers, right? So, I want to conclude with that thought. For any more questions, Asif and are always available on LinkedIn. Please feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn, send us a connection request.
I would like to conclude by saying that if you are even slightly, I mean, if you feel that probably you may be interested in the program, I would recommend highly that you fill up the application form before 7th of September. So that is the early bird cutoff date, meaning you get certain discounts on the fee. and there's no harm in filling the application form. So once you fill the application form, even if you decide not to go ahead with the program, that is fine. But later on, if you decide to go ahead with the program, you may not get the early bird discount if you don't fill the form before the 7th of September. So that is what we wanted to share. Any last thoughts, Dhaval, before we wrap up? Dhaval, you are on mute. I'll have to unmute you.
Yeah. No, I think, one last thought is that, I've spoken to a lot of CFOs. I've conducted a CFO survey as well. Interestingly, 79% of the CFOs voted that it is generally difficult to find the right FP&A talent, right? Which means FP&A is in demand. There are not enough FP&A professionals out there. And so that's why we are here to help and make sure that, you learn this skill. It's a very important skill. It's a hot topic. Make sure that you learn it sooner rather than later. All the best for all your careers.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks everybody, and feel free
Thanks,
to
everybody.
reach out on LinkedIn, WhatsApp if you have any questions later on. Thank you
Yes.
so much.